Hello everyone. This is our lecture 2 of chapter Light, Reflection and Refraction. And the topics I am going to cover in this session are as follows. In our first lecture, we already discussed that spherical mirrors are of two types, concave and convex. Let's start with today's topic, some important terms related to spherical mirror. Center of curvature. The center of curvature of a spherical mirror is the center of the imaginary hollow sphere of glass of which the spherical mirror is a part. It is usually denoted by letter C. The center of curvature of a concave mirror is in front of it, and the center of curvature of a convex mirror is behind the mirror. Next, we have radius of curvature. The radius of curvature of a spherical mirror is the radius of the imaginary hollow sphere of glass of which the spherical mirror is a part. It is denoted by letter R. Next we have pole. The center of the reflecting surface of a concave mirror is called its pole. It is denoted by letter P. Principal axis. The principal axis of a spherical mirror is the straight line passing through the center of curvature and pole of a spherical mirror, produced both sides. Principal focus and focal length. The principal focus of a spherical mirror is a point on the principal axis at which the light rays which are parallel to the principal axis actually converge or appear to diverge after reflection. It is denoted by symbol capital F. Whereas focal length is the distance between the pole and the focus. It is denoted by symbol small f. Relation between radius of curvature and focal length. It has been found that the focal length small f is equals to half of radius of curvature. Next we have image formation by concave mirror. Before drawing the ray diagram of concave mirror, let's go through certain sets of rules for obtaining images found by concave mirror. Rule number 1, let's take concave mirror. This line is called principal axis. This is pole, this is focus, and this is center of curvature. First rule states that if a ray falls parallel to the principal axis, then it will pass through the focus. Rule number 2, if any ray passes through the focus of a concave mirror, then it will parallel to the principal axis. Third rule states that if any ray passes through the center of curvature of a concave mirror, then it will retrace its path. Rule number 4 states that if any ray falls at the pole of the concave mirror, making at angle I, then it will reflect with angle R. Here, angle I is equals to angle R. Let's start with the image formation of concave mirror. Case number 1. When object is placed between pole and focus of concave mirror. We will use here rule number 3 and rule number 4. Rule number 3 states that if any ray passes through the center of curvature of a concave mirror, then it will retrace its path. Rule number 4 says if any rays falls on the pole of a concave mirror, this is the pole, at an angle I, then it will reflect at an angle R. Here angle I and R angle are same. If we try to join these two rays, then they will not join. These are two diverging rays. Thus, we need to draw these rays virtually backward. If we draw these two rays virtually, we find that these two rays meet here. So the image formed, this is our object AB, and this is our image A dash B dash. So we can say the image formed is virtual and erect. So here the position of object is between pole and focus. Position of image is behind the mirror. Size of image is enlarged. We can see as compared to object size, image size is enlarged. Nature of image is virtual and erect because it is formed behind the mirror and it is formed by producing the rays backwards. Case number 2, when object is placed at the focus. We will use here rule number 3 and rule number 4. The ray which passes from the center of curvature will retrace its path, and the ray which falls at the pole of the concave mirror at an angle I will reflected with angle R. Angle I equals to angle R. We find that these two rays will not meet. These two rays are parallel, and we know parallel rays will meet at infinity. Position of object is at focus. Position of image, position is formed at infinity. Since these two are parallel rays, so parallel rays will meet at infinity. And the nature is real and inverted. Now we have case number 3, when object is placed between focus and center of curvature of a concave mirror. Here we will use rule number 1 and rule number 2. Rule number 1, if a ray falls parallel to the principal axis, then it passes through the focus. And rule number 2, and the ray which passes from the focus will become parallel to the principal axis. So after reflection, we can see these two rays meet at this point. So the image formed is B dash and A dash. Here AB is the object and A dash B dash is the image. So position of object is between C and F. Position of image beyond C. Size of image is enlarged. We can see as compared to object, image size is enlarged. Nature of image is real and inverted since image is formed after reflection from the mirror and the image formed is inverted, upside down. Case number 4, when object is placed at center of curvature of a concave mirror. We will use here rule number 1 and rule number 2. The ray which falls parallel to the principal axis will pass through the focus after reflection from the mirror. Rule number 2, the ray which passes from the focus will become parallel after reflection. So image formed at this point. So here position of object is at the center of curvature. Position of image is same at the center of curvature. We can see position of object is at C and position of image is also at C. The size of image is same. The image formed is of same size and the nature is real and inverted. Case number 5, when object is placed beyond center of curvature. We will use here rule number 1 and rule number 3. Rule number 1, the ray which falls parallel to the principal axis will pass through the focus after reflection from the mirror. And rule number 3, the ray which passes through the center of curvature will retrace its path. So we can see the image formed is here between F and C. So image formed in this case represented by B dash and A dash. So position of object is beyond center of curvature. Position of image is between F and C. Size of image is diminished. We can compare the size of image A dash B dash is small as compared to size of object AB. So diminished means small size of image. And the nature of image is real and inverted. Case number 6, when object is placed at infinity. Suppose this is our object AB, which is placed at infinity. So we are assuming that object is placed at infinity in this case. The rays which are coming from infinity are parallel. So we can draw parallel rays here. And we know the rays which are parallel to the principal axis will pass through the focus after reflection. So position of object is at infinity. Position of image is at the focus. Size of the image is highly diminished or point size. We can see the image formed is of very small size. So we call it highly diminished or point size. And the nature of image is real and inverted. I am assigning you this worksheet which is based on today's lecture. Thank you.